what would a new format be without profiling my other baby deck, Mekk-Knight Invoked? What's going on, you guys? Slim here to do exactly what I just talked about. Profile the only baby I have left right now because Colossus is in the band binder, but that's not going to stop us from still playing the decks we love. And you best believe I had to go back to the lab and work on one of my favorite decks. If you guys are new here, consider subscribing. Be sure to hit that notification bell to let you know whenever I upload. And yeah, Mekk-Knight Invoked, I don't need to say it, but I will anyway, is one of my favorite decks of all time. Easily I just love it. I just love everything about it, and I love going second decks, and this was the deck that introduced me to that concept, and I've never looked back. And you know, I learned so much as a player learning how to play going second, when for so many years in Yu-Gi-Oh! All you ever wanted to do was go first. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed. Be sure to smash that like button. You guys know it helps the algorithm a lot. It helps me out, and I do appreciate it. But yeah, this is version 1. This is our first build. Format has not been established yet. We'll have a little more results coming from like the PPG and other stuff that's coming up, regionals and other stuff like that. So right now, this is a pretty basic build. I omitted some cards, and I'll explain when I get to the main deck why I omitted those cards, just because I've noticed a couple things. Even with the last Guru deck profile, there were things I wanted to change, and you guys were so helpful with that, and I really do appreciate it. But yeah, let's hop into it, you guys. I love profiling this deck. So of course, 3 Alistair. Don't need explanation. You guys already know this is one of the main parts of the deck. You know, get our invocation, get rolling. For the Mekk-Knights, I have not changed my ratios. Like, I've noticed ever since I first played this deck, like, a lot of things have stayed the same. Of course, 3 purple. I still only play 2 blue, and I only play the 1 indigo eclipse. So I've gone back and forth with red and yellow. I know when the new link comes out, it'll probably be... we might actually mess with red and yellow some more, but for right now, I always have felt this is all you need. I've seen a lot of lists that play 2 copies of indigo eclipse. It's something I haven't tested myself, but I could potentially do it. I do actually run the trap, which is a spoiler. I am trying it out as the 41st card, and I'll talk about it when I get to it. But yeah, I've liked this ratio ever since I started playing the deck, so it's been fine. Like, I have no problem with it. I think that a lot of people, you know, they have the reasons for playing the 2 copies of indigo eclipse, but I'm fine with playing the ratio that I have here, so it's fine. As for the Mekk-Knights, and then I do play the 1 Frankentops. I mean, this card went to 1. This is a going second deck. I feel like you should just play it. Like, it's not bad. Like, it's not bad at all. It's a really good going second card, you know, if you draw it. It is almost like another Mekk-Knight in a sense. I kind of look at it like that because you just summon it, you know, and you can force things. You can attack over problematic monsters or whatever, force a back row, force whatever. And yeah, card's good. I like the card. Shout out to my boy Gio. I finally got my secret because I've had Ultras for a really long time. But yeah, that 1, I'm just testing it out. I like the card so far. I mean, you draw it, it's really good. It was a card I would always play in this deck if I had the chance, either in the side deck or main deck. And I think it's main deck worthy since that 1. I mean, why not? Hand traps. There's a lot of hand traps in this build because, again, the format is establishing itself. I still don't know what's going to be good, and this is probably the most iffy one, but y'all know it's not a slim profile unless it's a Guru profile. It's not a slim profile if we don't play Phantasme. So my thing for right now is until April 1st, I think this card is still going to be good. Spiral scares the crap out of me. I'm just going to be one of the first people to say it. It scares the crap out of me. There's a lot of decks that scare the crap out of me, to be honest. And, you know, this at least gives you an option to, you know, drop this card, potentially fix your hand, unbrick your hand, and, you know, draw to more hand traps, draw to more outs so that you can stop your opponent from establishing their board. Yeah, I mean, I love this card. I've always loved this card. You know, you can link climb with it too, so it's fine. Helps protect your cards too, which is important. Along with that, just more generic cards that play 3 Ash. It's the most generic hand trap. I feel like you should just play it, especially at the start of every format. It hits so many cards, there's no reason not to. The only card that's different, and you guys will notice this was in my Thunder profile, I'm actually packing a whole set of the homie DD Crow, because I think this card might low-key be one of the best hand traps again. We know there's a video where I talked about this card for 10 minutes about why I felt this was the best hand trap, and I still kind of feel this way. It's not once per turn. Every deck needs to hit the graveyard for something. Orcust is still a hell of a deck. Solomon Great is still a hell of a deck. Spirals have cards that they have in the graveyard that want to resolve. DD Crow's the homie. Like, DD Crow is the homie, and I have no problem main decking this card right now because I think this card is still going to be really good. Like, I think that going forward, especially with this new format, as it establishes itself, you'll notice decks are still touching the graveyard for a lot of their key combo plays, and I think this is just really important. I mean, I've hit such random things even in my testing. I played against some pendulum variants, and, you know, when they go Dragon trying to do any of the old stuff where they send the what is it, that dragon thing that comes up from the graveyard by itself. You just crow it. Like a lot of times that set them back, like just hitting, you know, of course the cards in Salamangreat, hitting the Orcus cards, hitting whatever, is just, it's so solid. I really like it. And I mean, you can make Kaliga with it too, with you know, with your invocation if there's not a dark for you to hit. So yeah, Crow, DD Crow is the homie. What more can I say? And then of course the impermanence, again, most generic hand trap along with Ash. I think this is just going to be good in every format. Oh, this card's ever bad. No, I'm just going to be honest. Oh, this card's ever bad. Doesn't conflict with Phantasma if you play it correctly. And yeah, you can just set it as a trap. And I mean, if you know you're forced to go first or do whatever, it can still set a column. So I really love that card. So that's it for all the monsters and the hand traps. We're on to the spells. 3 more copies of, you know, Alistair, pretty much. I mean, you got to see it. You got to see it. And then I do play 3 Invocation. I cut Book of the Law a long time ago, and I really haven't looked back. I've noticed that it's been fine, and I don't regret it at all. I think it's still fine to play, you know, play 3 Invocation. I do it also because I play 2 copies of Desire, so this is a card that's gone in and out of this deck over the times you've seen me play it. I just still like Desires. I think it's fine. You know, you want to draw cards, you need to get advantage, and, you know, it's just solid. Like, you can set this, you know, do some Mekk-Knight things, bait out hand traps, resolve this. You know, you play a lot of 3-ofs, so it's fine. I actually have not any problem with it. I think it was actually incorrect to take it out of this deck, looking back. I really like Desires a lot. Desires has grown back on me as one of my favorite cards. And then, of course, we can only play 2 Mind Control, but you best believe I'm going to play it, along with 2 copies of Instant Fusion, just extra extenders. There's no reason not to. You have the option of Thousand Eyes Restrict, you have the option of Kaliga, you have options. Like, I like this card a lot. Like, it just gets things rolling. Kaliga's pretty strong too, so I like that card a lot. And then 2 Cyclone, because Babel is still a card that annoys the hell out of me. I'm going to be honest, Babel's broken, and this is also just good. There's going to be a lot more trap decks. You guys already saw, I have a Guru deck. A lot of people have Guru decks, a lot of players have Alter Guys decks. James is still playing True Draco, shout out to Slops. Like, you got to get rid of back row, so I wanted to just play it like this. I like the 2-2-2 split, seems pretty solid. And then of course the last copy of your Magical Meltdown, because you need it. And then here's where it gets nice. Bam, no jokes, no, like, no holds barred. We're playing 3 copies of Evenly Matched because, yeah, I'm just trying to break boards. I'm trying to break boards, you know, and that's just the main thing. And if it can bait and negate, and then we set our columns, do our Mekk-Knight things, and just start breaking their board, I'm going to do it. Too many trap decks in this format, too many, you know, too many just crazy decks. I feel this card's really solid. This card can already break the IP board pretty solid. Just being able to get rid of problematic cards is amazing, and I love this card a lot. The deck, you know, of course, you'd give up your battle phase, but whatever. I'd rather break their board and then just, you know, capitalize, and then, you know, just summon my Mekabas, and then they just can't do anything. So, very, very solid card. In testing, this card's been great. I played it in the past, and I'm glad to play it again. I think it's going to be one of the strongest cards. If your deck can play it in the main deck, they'll play it. If it'll be in the side deck, it'll definitely be in the side deck, because you need to be able to break boards this format still. And then there we go, the 41st card. So this card's pretty nice. It does come up sometimes. I'm able to search it off of the Mekk-Knight link, and I mean, I'm just trying it out. So far, it's been okay. I don't know if it will stay in the deck. I know a lot of players like this card. This is a new card for me that I never really tested, but so many people have told me to give it a chance, and yeah, I'm giving it a chance, testing it online, testing it at locals, testing this card, and I mean, it's been fine. Like, I like it. Its Reborn effect is kind of cool. It doesn't really happen that much, but because, you know, you're going second, but being able to set this up and then with Shifty Boy is pretty nice, because sometimes it just happens. I mean, it just happens. So yeah, it's a 41st card, and I'm testing it out. So far, I like it. It's fine. So that's it for the main deck. 41 cards. Extra deck real quick. 2 copies of Makaba. Still not a fan of 3. If I decide to play the Secure Gardener, which is probably something I'll change and test in another build, because people have actually mentioned it already, maybe I'll go to 3, but got that in the 1 Purgatrio. You only need 1 because you're only summoning it when you kill them. The 1 copy of Kaliga. This card's really nice. So being able to just bring this out of Instant Fusion, or being able to just summon this with, you know, any of the, you know, opponent's dark monsters, or even our the homie DD Crow or Phantasme, like, this card is really good. Like, I think I really underestimated this card and didn't play it enough, but I really like this card. You know, they can only attack with 1 monster. They can only activate, you know, the monster's effect. Like, this card's just really good. I really like this card. I think I was really dumb for not playing this card before, but it has come up a lot more than I thought, so it's definitely worth playing. Other fusion, I got Thousand Eyes Restrict, because, I mean, Instant Fusion goes second, take their guy, and yeah, you know, link climb and keep going. For the links, I got the 1 All Mirage. I mean, Makaba. This is why I should play Secure Gardener, because I know if you just link this off, if you're forced to go first, you know, you make what is it? You link the Alistair into this, and then you link this into Secure Gardener, and then you banish the Secure Gardener, and with the invocation and everything, and they get your Alistair back, and then it's yeah, it's like basically like a free Makaba. So that's pretty cool. It's probably something I'll probably change going forward or test it more. And of course, my favorite link in the deck. This card is nuts. This card is Alistair's name. This card is everything. I just love this card. This card is game usually. And then the Mekk-Knight Link, this card's really nice. They do have sometimes kind of a hard time outing this card. Like even when I played against the deck myself, sometimes I would forget, like, man, you know, Morningstar has a pretty nice effect, so I think there's no reason not to play it. It's a solid Link too as well. And then this is a new edition, IP Masquerena. So these are for reasons, these are for grind games, these are for if we're forced to go first and we don't have a lot going on, but if we can establish this and then we can link climb with whatever we have on the board, if we have anything that's kind of dead or whatever, it does come up in a couple matches. But again, I'm still testing it, so you might see this cut from the deck, but we're testing it for now. And then I still play the generic Phoenix and the Unicorn. What's cool about the Unicorn is it goes with the IP Masquerena now, which is nice. I mean, you didn't have that option before, but I think it's pretty cool to have more options, and that's the whole point of this deck, is you want all the options possible if you're forced to go first. Like, you need more options. Of course, one of my favorite links, very easy to make in this deck, is the Mekk-Knights. This card is game all the time, and I've got this as well. So this is another new addition that I'm testing out. This card, I think the reason why I like this card is it's just 2+ effect monsters. So you play Mind Control, you take a Link 3, get a monster like a Mekk-Knight, you just make this, and you know, if you special another Mekk-Knight, you just wipe their board, and you know, this gets banished, and then you can just keep do things, and then you can just like bring this back, and it's huge. Really good against Grand Maju. I love Grand Maju, one of my favorite decks too, but yeah, this card beats that deck. So this card punishes them for playing the game, so it's pretty nice. I like that card a lot. And then the last card is, of course, Dingirsu, and this is just because of Mind Control. If I Mind Control and take their Galatea, I'm turning it into a Dingirsu, and best believe if I have the 2 Mekk-Knights that are level 8, which is purple and indigo, and I can make this, I'm gonna make it. It's happened once out of like maybe 20 games, but that one time it was nice. And then of course the Nibiru token, and of course Dad, because why not? But yeah, there you go, you guys. Version 1. I love this deck. What more can I say? I absolutely love this deck, and I'm gonna keep playing it until I can't play it anymore because it's that awesome, and I really like it for a going second deck. More on the point. Yeah, I know you guys love this deck. I know you guys love when I profile this here on the channel. Version 1 probably needs some tweaks. Every first version of a deck is always a rough copy, but it gives you something to mess with. If you guys play this list, if you discover anything better, definitely share it with me. Share any of the cool stuff you've tried. People have already told me about dangers. It's something I am going to consider. I don't know how effective they are now, but you know, we did lose Nessie to 1. That's not really a big deal. We could just play the 5 good ones, and you know, maybe we'll get somewhere with it. But I think overall this is just an amazing deck. For the most part, I would say this deck is pretty budget. Oh, and another thing, so you guys saw the Cosmic Cyclones in there. As soon as we get our copies of Lightning Storm, because you should be investing in that card, hint hint, you really should, because that card is nuts, we're definitely going to play a Lightning Storm, because that card is insane against back row decks, because you know, you just wipe everything and it's amazing. But yeah, version 1, you guys, let me know what you guys think. Give it a thumbs up. If you guys are trying to build this deck, any of the cards available, be sure to use my TCG Player link. It's in the description below. A portion of what you spend will go back to the channel, and it really helps me out without spending your own money, so it's a win-win for everybody. And yeah, I think this deck is awesome. I can't wait to see what the rest of the Invoke players come up with. This is just version 1, and best believe you're going to see more versions of this deck going forward on the channel. You're going to see it innovate. You're going to see it possibly played at events, and it's something that I think will just be an amazing deck this format. I don't care if people think this deck is trash. I never give up on this deck. Like Thunders, you know, it's my pet deck. It's one of my pet decks, and I'm going to keep playing it as long as I can. So yeah, that's all I got to say, you guys. I hope you guys enjoyed. I'll see you guys next time. Thank you for watching.